Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here for some Formula 2 action. It is Season 5, Division 1, as we take in Round 4 of the Championship from the Dutch Grand Prix here at Zandvoort. My name is James Hay, going to be taking you through the stream as always, and joining me in the commentary box, it is Mr. Michael Edwards. Mike, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Looking forward to some great action around the Netherlands here for Zandvoort, and it's shaping up. It's looking like it's going to be a good one, a crucial one, I think, in the championship.
Could be a crucial one in the championship. Yeah, Toxic leading the way coming into tonight. A really good weekend, actually, from Toxic last week. 27 points picked up in the feature race, and he finished second in the sprint race as well. Behind, of course, Lando, who got retribution from his awful performance at Silverstone. Rocco finished in third in the sprint race. For the feature race, it was Toxic, Verstappen, Campbell first, second, and third. What did that do to the championship? Well, Toxic leads the way on 113 points, with Wouter, formerly known as Sweet Crown, in second on 92. We'll come on to that in just a second, with Verstappen in third on 91. Campbell fourth on 77, Lando in fifth on 76. Rocco also now with Relentless in sixth on 70. Larkin in seventh on 55. Miami in eighth on 50. Nolan in ninth for Relentless on 40, with Brent rounding off the top 10 on 38. Zerma, M Short, RJTW, Sofian, Josh ran off the top 15, Prince, Killer Pharrell, Fury also joining Relentless, Killer Blue, Chill and Benny all filling out the point scoring positions so far. Everyone has picked up points. Benny picked up his first point of the season last time out in both the feature and the sprint race as well. But Toxic does hold a 21 point advantage coming into tonight, Mike. Wouter and Verstappen just a point separating those two out on track. It seems like the top three have got a stranglehold somewhat.
Yeah, and after what happened in the sprint race in China, we know Ruta is going to be looking to come back with some big points here tonight. Unfortunately, only picking up 6 points in the sprint race for China, and that allowed Toxic to extend the gap drastically.
Yeah, he did. Toxic, obviously, with a much better performance, all-rounded performance, I would say, last time out, compared to the likes of Wouter, compared to the likes of Verstappen, even though Verstappen finished second, of course, in the feature race, and then Campbell behind him finished third in the feature race as well. Toxic drove, probably got the biggest amount of points from last week, with 43 points to his name. Verstappen got 35 to his name, and Lando got 36, so you can see where all the land lied in terms of Toxic picking up a lot of points out on track last time out. Race Lab lead the way, by the way, in the Constructors on 190 points, with High Tech in second on 22. On 22, on 112, I saw the 22 for the feature race last week, that's why I said that. Univirtuosi in third on 111. Arc Grand Prix only a point behind as well. Very close between High Tech, Univirtuosi and Arc Grand Prix in fourth on 110 at Arc Grand Prix. MP Motorsport in fifth on 105. Prima sixth on 97. Trident in seventh on 38. Dams in eighth on 33. Carlin in 9th on 30 and Campos in 10th on 14, and Racelab dominating as expected, Mike.
Yeah, they are doing fantastic. Obviously, Toxic, the reigning champion. I believe Campbell was also a former champion here in F2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he was. He was Season 2, if I'm not mistaken, or Season 1 of LOE Formula 2, and Toxic, I think, is a 3-time champ here, if I'm not mistaken. So both of them have got the championships between themselves out on track. Hopefully, you have got the best spot in the house, quite literally. I hope you are staying at home, of course, in this crazy world that we all still all live in. And, Mike, I want to come on to something, actually, because I saw on on Twitter earlier on, about 5 o'clock, F1 have announced this wildcard entry for their esports series for women. Just talk us through the implications that could have on sim racing.
I actually haven't seen this yet, so This is brand new information for me. I haven't been on Twitter or anything today. Obviously, implications absolutely fantastic for the world of sim racing and the future of F1 esports. We all hope and pray that the future games become a lot more stable, especially for drivers as well as us doing commentary. We hope all the servers and everything much better on the next game, and of course with that wildcard entry for the esports, It's going to be a lot more competitive driving in the future.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot more competitive. I'm just getting the article up to read it through. They announced a female-only qualification route for the F1 Esports Series. This is for the Pro Series, for the Pro Exhibition, and this serves as the pool of scouted talent for F1 teams to add to their rosters for the 2021 Pro Championship. And I think it's really interesting, of course, that this has been given. It could lead to something like a possible role into W Series, for example. Of course, that being an F1 support series now for this year in 2021. I think it's fantastic, because of course we have got the likes of Jess Games within the sim racing community, who is a well-known commentator and well-known driver as well. If you've ever listened to her, any of her commentaries, if you've ever raced against her, you'll know who I'm on about. If you don't, go and check her out, of course. She is one of the pioneers, I think, of sim racing, and it's fantastic to talk about one of our fellow commentators like that as well. In the meantime, though, job in hand, we're about to get going for qualifying here. We've rambled on long enough about the F1 Esports Series. Let's see if the game is hashtag F1 Esports ready, as we now come into one-shot qualifying, and this 50% feature and 50% sprint race, of course, don't even need to come across to you, Mike, because we have literally just started then in towards qualifying here at Zandvoort. And Zandvoort, one of those tracks where it can get pretty tricky.
Yeah, overtaking opportunities here are incredibly difficult. You kind of need to pressure someone into a mistake to really get a move done. But we'll see if anyone buckles under the pressure.
Yeah, of course, I'm just getting my track map out, by the way, for Zandvoort, just to give you the right details. 4.3 kilometres in length around this circuit. The last time, of course, we came here in real-life Formula 1, 1985, and a certain Niki Lauda took that, of course, in the McLaren, and that followed a real McLaren domination with Alain Prost taking it the year before that in 1984, and we should be getting a number of laps around this track. I'll confirm that, of course, when we go into the formation lap, but 14 turns awaiting these drivers out on track. Quite a high-speed circuit as well. It's looking very cloudy, I've got to say, out on track as well. Maybe even a little bit wet, possibly, as we now come into the not the formation, that we come into one-shot qualifying as we are on board with our new driver, NWBB. He sent me a friend request early on. I didn't know who he was, but across the line we go, and NWBB about to set us up on a lap. Coming now through turn 1, he's in the high-tech car of Nikita Mazepin, appropriately, as he's right up there early on along with Toxic and the likes of Verstappen and Rocco. Now through turn 3, and then up towards turn 4, through this banked hairpin to the left, through a 90-degree left-hander, and now up the hill towards my favourite series of corners. This is 5, then in towards 6, and then in towards 7, and we've seen some lovely overtakes over there in the Dutch Grand Prix, especially around here in Formula 1 and League of Europe, certainly. NWBB right up there through the first sector, 34.1 through the first sector. Toxic is the only man that has beaten him currently in qualifying. In fact, he takes the top. NWBB, I wonder if he's an esports driver. He's looking very quick at this stage as he now comes through into the left-hander of turn 10, then running down in toward the left and right of turns 11 and 12. The second DRS zone, of course, out on track 54.9 through the middle sector. I'll tell you what, if he's a newbie, he's a very good newbie at that, as he now comes through turn 12 in toward the final couple of corners. Then turns 13 and 14 will await, and it looks like for the first time this season we're actually going to go on board with somebody that might get pole position. NWBB around the final corner. He is now coming to the line, and this is a really impressive lap from him. NWBB on his debut across the line, a 1:18.7. And that is how you make a statement. My God almighty, a 1:18.7 from the newbie. Toxic left quaking in his boots.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that he's not a newbie.
Is he not?
That is formerly known as Excel Lando, I believe.
Excel Lando, no wonder he's that quick. Goodness me, NWBB out on top from Toxic in second. Absolute shocker, me getting my notes wrong. Verstappen in third with Rocco in fourth. Campbell in fifth, really close between Verstappen, Rocco and Campbell. Look forward to see how that gets on. Miami in sixth, Reuter in seventh, Nolan in eighth, Larkin in ninth, Brent in 10th, Chill in 11th, Pharrell Fury in 12th, Sophia in 13th, Zerma 14th, and RGW in 15th position. Well, I'm sorry, Lando, I did call you a newbie. You're definitely not a newbie, and he's just absolutely smashed Toxic by 0.5 of a second in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal lap from him, and it puts him in prime position. Already a couple of points to his name here tonight.
I didn't get informed, by the way, that he had a name change. So that's what I'm just going off. I didn't get informed that he had no name change to his name. So, Lando, you've done me the dirty, quite literally, out on track. But, there we are. Formation lap about to begin. Sofian has left the session, and I hope that that is not going to cause an issue for qualifying, or certainly from qualifying into the race on this formation lap. Beautiful blue skies here, though, in Zandvoort, and we can see a whole host of tyres, as we have got a migrating host. And I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, everyone seems to be leaving the session. I believe we're going to have a restart.
Oh.
As we see everyone leaving the session.
I don't know why we're restarting, to be honest. Ah, okay. Okay, we are restarting because setups are on. Setups are on, that is why we're restarting.
Ah.
Just looking up in the chat, yeah, so setups are on, and obviously I think Lando has used the setup to try and get pole position, and he's been found out. So, well, to be honest, he could have told us he was a newbie, to be honest. I would have believed him, to be honest, but there we are. We are going to get a restart, so I'm going to nick out the lobby before it crashes my game. And we will get very good. We will get going very good indeed. There is talk, by the way, actually, of a one-shot qualifying beginning once again with setups now off. So we remain to be seeing what is going to happen out on track. Nolan's saying, "Watch me invalidate." Now, yeah, it is just going to turn into a real test, I think, for these drivers. And just how will these guys be handling this little break that we've got?
Well, I mean, this little break could absolutely change every. It'll be whether the weather will be the same as previous, so it could throw out possibly some wet conditions.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I would imagine, to be honest, that the weather will probably be put on the same as it was in one-shot qualifying. I think that would be the fairest option for our drivers out on track. Have you been given an invite, by the way, Mike? I have already been given one, so I will drop you an invite. There we are.
Or favoritism.
Favoritism, yeah. Zerdimer now needs to get in the bin, I think, for not sending Michael Comms an invite. Absolutely terrible. Let's have a look then at the track map in question. Circuit Zandvoort, of course, 14 turns awaiting these drivers out on track. 2.6 miles, as you can see, 4.2 kilometres in length. There are no lap records or no lap record holders around this track because F2 simply haven't came here in its current form, and I don't think they are coming here, of course, within the 2021 season either. I could be wrong in saying that, but hopefully we are going to see some very good racing out on track. People were saying, actually, in qualifying, that there was rain. There was no rain on our screen.
Yeah, it's very, very unusual. I didn't see no rain whatsoever. As I just looked in the chat, Gary said it's Lando James.
It is Lando, yeah. I saw his comment and then I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to try and recover this back. So that's probably one of the best moments I've probably had in my League of Europe commentating career, thinking that a newbie was Lando, and then Lando just comes and absolutely smashes Toxic by 0.5 of a second. But there you go. Setups were on, and that's why I think he was quicker than Toxic. Toxic, in the meantime, if he didn't have a setup on, he was 0.3 ahead of the likes of Verstappen and Campbell and the likes as well. So that could have been a really impressive lap from him.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, as we wait now to get the session back underway again, it is Toxic going to snatch pole now that setups have been fixed to default only.
I think Lando will struggle, if I've got to be honest. There's always this thing that goes around in a driver's mind where they've obviously set a very quick lap. Can they replicate that, though? And I think not. I think out on track, he will not be able to replicate that lap. And indeed, I think a few guys might go quicker behind him. So they've got another shot at this. One-shot qualifying, of course, is going to be restarted, so we are going to get underway pretty much as we go. And I think we are, speaking of which, we are now starting back up, it seems. So one-shot qualifying is going to be repeated. Just cut out the first 10 minutes of the stream, I think. You didn't see anything with the other one-shot qualifying session. Race distance of 50% for the feature and 50% for the sprint race as well. But this could be quite interesting because we are on dynamic weather. It could rain out on track, but we remain to be seen as we are now going into qualifying. And Mike, I will come across to you into who you're going to predict for this one-shot qualifying. Who's your top three?
Okay, I'm going to go for Toxic pole, Lando second, Verstappen third.
Interesting. I'm going to hold Toxic for account. I think Toxic will get pole. And I think Campbell gets second. I think Campbell's got a good lap in him. So I think it'll be race lap 1-2. And then, just because Lando was having me on for his name, I'm going to go Verstappen third.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lando leaving the XL team, so this will be his game attack from now on.
Ah, he's left the XL team. That makes sense now. I didn't see anything about that. I've been busy working out on track. But, crucially, different conditions compared to the first one-shot qualifying session as we get full dry weather, blue skies and sunshine. Everyone now, pretty much, on a very fair playing order.
Yep, and now we're going to see who can put it on pole position here. Is it going to be Lando once again? Can Toxic come back and snatch those points? Or will it be Campbell, Verstappen? Will it be Sweet Crown? Or Ruta, I should call him now.
Yeah, who knows? We're going on board with the man that we like to call Lando as he now comes across the line to start us off once again on a lap around Zandvoort. Now braking down in towards someone, just braking just after the 100 metres board, gets the car turned in very nicely. Let's see if he can repeat his lap from last time. Already struggling through turn 1 and now through turn 2 and 3. Misses a gear change actually coming through there, and this is a real struggle from Lando now coming through turn 4. I think it's a good job that I didn't put him on pole position because I think he has got absolutely no chance there. Toxic Larkin, Rocco coming in the top 3. Verstappen I think might have invalidated or had a spin possibly, so that might be him out of it. Campbell's down 11th as well. Disappointing so far. We now see the grid order change as Toxic is on top. Verstappen now actually up in towards second. So he has invalidated, just a bit of a glitch on our end. As now comes through turn 8. You see something, I think that's for Fury for going further down the field. Might have called a spin?
No, I just saw Nolan invalidate his lap.
Nolan now down in the back of the field then for Relentless, and we'll come on to the Relentless team in just a second. Lando's still up there actually, 55.3 through the first sector. Toxic now through, Ruta second, Verstappen in third, but now Lando tries to floor it out. Has Toxic got Lando's number as we come on to the final couple of corners through 13 and then in toward the banking here at 14? It looks like Toxic is going to get revenge. Is it going to be about as that much compared to what Lando did? Comes across the line, and Toxic's on pole by 0.2 of a second. Good lap from Toxic, and he bites where it hurts the most, right on the backside, as he takes more points from Lando.
Once again, my predictions always one off.
It's only 700ths of a second off of that as well. I'll give you that, to be honest. Ruta we could just replace down to 4th. We can do a little bit of not canoodling. A little bit of changing of the order. There we are. Toxic out on top. Lando second. Ruta third. Verstappen in 4th. Rocco in 5th. Larkin in 6th. Campbell in 7th with Chill in 8th. Brent in 9th. Pharrell Fury in 10th. Sophia in 11th. RGW in 12th. Zonum at 13th. Miami and Nolan both got disqualified lap times. Are both invalidated out on track. Everyone actually improving on their lap times pretty much, which is good to see. But Toxic takes crucially the points out on track for pole position, and he is out on top from Lando in 2nd and Wout in 3rd.
Yeah, and this is going to make things very interesting on the rundown into turn 1 now. Because it does look like Lando's got pace here.
Yeah, Lando does look like he's got pace, but he hasn't got a setup on, which is even worse for him now, because he was quick with the setup on, he's not that quick with one on. With one off, I should say. For Toxic, out on top, Lando in 2nd, as we see again, down in the bottom half of the grid order here, down in towards, I think it's the Campos garage, we have got wet tyres showing on our screen, which is a little bit strange. But then I look 2 up, and then we've got a set of mediums out, which is strange. Ah, now they've changed to a set of softs.
This is going to be interesting, because if there's wets there as well, we could be seeing some changeable conditions.
Yeah, we could be doing indeed. 10 seconds to go then before this formation lap begins, and we are going to bring you the formation lap without having to get from one lobby into the next, but obviously Zerdimer doing his job properly and getting us into the new lobby as quick as possible as we now get going into the formation lap. 19 laps, I should say, around this track are going to be taking us through 14 corners, of course, around a 4.3km circuit. Toxic out on top, NWBB, otherwise known as Lando, in second, and Ruta in third. Interesting, top 10 have gone for a set of soft compounded tyres, so they're going to try and manage a bit of a one-stop strategy, maybe pitting early around lap 6, lap 7, as we see Lando actually go miles wide, coming through the banking and actually get a good run off there. Exception rather real further down the field, Nolan for Relentless. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres. Everyone else in front of him, up to 11th, are on a set of mediums.
Yep, Nolan going to be looking to get very relentless off the start and try and make these overtakes.
That's a terrible pun. That is...
Hey, look, you got the XL punch, I got the relentless puns.
Well, you never know. I wonder if it's going to get Rel out on track. My England is very bad, I'm sorry. Toxic, Lando, Ruta, top 3. Of course, Ruta, otherwise known as Sweetcrown. Let's just talk about the Relentless team, actually, because they've got 4 drivers here. Ruta, otherwise known as Sweetcrown, Rocco, Pharrell Fury, and Nolan. We were having a chat before the stream, and I was saying that Pharrell Fury might not necessarily be the quickest driver, but he is one of the cleanest on the grid. But in P10, has he got ground to try and make up on the likes of Brent and Chill just ahead of him?
Well, the thing is with Zandvoort is anything can happen around you. So Pharrell Fury could have some very good pace around you and make his way up the order. Could maybe get Brent and Chill off the start.
He could indeed, and yeah, he's going to be on the cleaner side of the grid, I think, as well, because the marbles are always on toward the pit wall around here at Zandvoort. On the outside line, it's the cleaner side of the grid, and these guys are now, hopefully, going to be on that cleaner side of the grid. Quickly, though, before we begin, who's your top 3?
I'm going to go with... Let's see, I'm going to go with Verstappen for the win, Uta second, Toxic third.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I'm just trying to get the stream back up because I can't see it. But we all better get going. Formation lap has now finished. Miami got shafted there, says Mike. And yeah, he's down in 14th, he invalidated his lap time, but now the 5 red lights are going out here in the gantry for round 4 of the championship. Lights out and away we go. Lando really quick off the start. So does Toxic. We already see a graphic switch to the left-hand side, but now coming through down in towards turn 1. Toxic leads the way, but there's Lando down the inside of him, pretty much making contact. And the race lap car now down to second as Lando is through and he's into the lead of the way. And it's there 3 wide actually with Ruta just in behind as well, trying to get the move done. But the race lap and the high-tech fight very aggressively down into the banking through turn 4. And Lando just about comes out on top. Toxic second, Ruta in third, Rocco well up there in 4th, Campbell in 5th, Verstappen in 6th, Lark in 7th. Chiller in 8th, Pharrell Fury is up to 9th, passing Brent, so good start from him. And now looking down through the field, Lando is still in the lead of this race, coming through turn 8 for the first time.
Yep, a fantastic start from Lando. You saw Toxic immediately try to pinch him all the way to the inside off the start, realising that Lando had such a fantastic launch.
Larkin diving down the inside line on Verstappen, trying to get the move done. Also Campbell coming under a little bit of pressure, and there's a spinner in the background. That's Brent that round. Brent losing it, might have got a tap from in behind. I think it was Miami, the car that might have been in behind, or Sophia, and one of the two. As now Verstappen and Larkin fight side by side, down through turn 11 and 12. Sophia and Miami fighting side by side as well. I think Miami got that move done. Nolan now through on Sophia as well. Still side by side between Larkin and Verstappen, the Dutchman against the Brit. And now look at this Brit in behind as well. Chill trying to get a good run on the back of Verstappen and on the back of Larkin. We've got 3 constructors, MP and Prima and SMP Racing running down in towards turn 1. Chill tries to go around the outside line, doesn't commit the move. Verstappen though dives it down the inside, gets the car braked, and he's now through, and he's into 6th position as now Lando has dropped down through the field on the graphics. Certainly Miami and Sofian though fighting all the way, coming now through turn 4, and Sofian overtaken by Miami.
Yep, Sofian overtaken by Miami. Miami having a good start. Nolan having a good start as well.
Toxic right on the back. of Lando running through turn 7 and then through turn 8 once again, as we are on lap 2 out of 19. Lap 3, there we go, it's changed. Brent's the only one to make a mistake. He's down in 15th position, 6.7 seconds off the back of this pack. But Toxic trying to pressurise Lando into a bit of a mistake, and Lando, we've already seen this season from this part in the race where he has bottled it from the front, and I really hope that he doesn't. It was at Silverstone, of course, where he bottled from the lead of the race and finished 4th or 3rd that day, as now Lando comes under a little bit of pressure from Toxic. Rooter there in 3rd with Rocco in 4th. Rocco trying to fight his teammate, of course, within Division 1, or his rival, I should say, within Division 1, but Rocco right on the back of Rooter, relentless on relentless.
Yeah, it's Toxic closing up, but not enough to make the move, and they appear to be just
Nolan
away from. Oh,
sorry to cut in. Nolan diving down the inside. Speaking of relentless on relentless, Nolan's through down the inside line through to turn 1 and Marcus Armstrong's car. He is through and he's into 9th position out on track for El Fury in the Dams, coming under a lot of pressure there as Miami is trying to fight his way up the field as well. Miami's got a good run, running on the back of El Fury, the Irishman. Going to come under pressure from the Brit. It is Low Lando who leads. Toxic 2nd, Rooter 3rd. Rocco in 4th, Ralph Fury though right on the back of Nolan. Miami right on the back of these two, Sofian and Zerderman not too far off. RGW trying to fight as well. Everyone's stuck in a big long DRS train. Verstappen though looking like he's onto the back of Campbell, and Rocco right on the back of Rooter still as well.
Yeah, but it's getting pretty close out there, and at the moment it appears that the sky is holding off on any rain, so just overcast for the time being.
Yeah, it does look like it's getting a little bit brighter, if I've got to say, out on track. But famous last words if it starts to rain now. Lando leads the way, Toxic 2nd, Rooter 3rd, Rocco in 4th. One ball with Rocco though, right on the back of Rooter, coming out through the final corner. However, we'll switch our attentions to Toxic. Championship leader, right on the back of Lando. Lando, of course, well under pressure in terms of the championship, but he is in front. Toxic is in front of Lando, I should say, in the championship. Rocco dives it down the inside of Rooter, though, and behind. Gets the move done, has he? Just about. Yes, he does. Rocco through, and he's into 3rd position. We've seen relentless on relentless for El Fury. Is now back through on Miami, and they're fighting side by side. It's actually Campbell. Was that Campbell diving right on the back of Rooter?
Yeah, Campbell going straight into the back of Rooter there, and I don't know if he picked up any wing damage from that. He's very lucky if he didn't, though.
I don't think he has. Right side end plate damage looks relatively fine to me. He might have picked up a tiny bit of damage. If it is, it's probably green damage. Out on tracks, he catches the curve, coming through the right hander there of turn 8. Now coming through turn 9, and then up towards turn 10. Larkin now joining onto the back of Verstappen and the lights as well. Miami and Pharrell Fury slightly side by side, and the Irishman now overtaken by the Brit, and the Brit is now through. Nolan in the meantime on the back of Chill, and Nolan is now through on Chill, but Chill tries to fight back, running side by side now, running down in towards turns 11 and 12, and Nolan is through on Chill, and he's up into 8th position. Nolan really impressing me tonight. I wrote him off, might have been before the stream. I wrote him off his chances, but Nolan's up to 8th. He's got 2.1 seconds. If he can drag Chill along, he could be onto the back of Rooter and the likes of Rocco in absolutely no time.
Yeah, and has Toxic made a mistake? He's lost a lot of time to Lando up front.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds. Here comes Chill on the outside line, trying to get the move done around the outside. Can he try and get the move done? Not quite. So he's still side by side, and he is still side by side actually, and Chill has to give way, and Nolan is still in P8 for now. Of course, the Arc Grand Prix and the Prima having a good fight there out on track for El Fury on the back of Miami. Looks like Miami though, mediums might be coming into play at this point in the race. I did say from around lap 5 or 6 could be the point where these guys really try and make a pit stop and then get 13 laps, because the tyre wear around here is very light in terms of the tyre degradation. But Lando leading the way, Toxic in 2nd, and I've got to be honest, yeah, Toxic, I think, must have made a mistake. I can only imagine he's made a mistake coming out of turn 12 or turn 13 last time around.
Yeah, he dropped a lot of time to Lando in the lead, and right now he's got a lot of work if he wants to try and close up to this high-tech car in the race. Yeah,
the high-tech car, of course, out in front. Lando leading the way from Toxic in 2nd, Rocco in 3rd. But I'll tell you what, Larkin right on the back of Verstappen, and there goes Chill round in the background. Chill is round through turn 12, And that's so unfortunate. Left side impact damage on the car, and the Brit now is going to struggle his way back to the pit lane. Luckily, he hasn't got far to go until he gets into the pit lane, and Chill now has got damage. Nolan, in the meantime, who was on the back of that pack, into the pit lane. Chill's staying down. What's he doing? He's staying out. I would have came into the pit lane and just came in for a set of mediums, mate. Oh, yeah, terrible decision.
That's very bizarre there from Chill.
I wonder if he knows something that we don't. Possibly. That might be why he's staying out. Nolan's gone onto a set of mediums, but I wonder if he knows something that we don't. Possibly, i.e. rain, is what I'm thinking. As Campbell just gets caught in the grass, Verstappen now right on the back, but I know these two, they're not going to really fight for position unless they really feel like it. Verstappen now on the back of Campbell, locking not too far the race lab under pressure from Verstappen's car, of course. Verstappen being in the other Prima. Chill, of course, being his teammate, just spinning out through turn 12. As now Campbell under pressure again from Verstappen. Verstappen just misses the curb slightly, and that gives Campbell a little bit of a run. Gets a bit of exit there, Campbell does. And Campbell stays in 5th. Verstappen in 6th. In the meantime, two dams about a battle. Sofian and Pharrell Fury for 9th and 10th.
Yeah, and as previously seen, we saw the relentless teammates going at it. And,
Lando!
Campbell.
Lando's sped into the pit lane. Larkin has sped into the pit lane, as well as Campbell as well, I think. So all of those are in. And Lando is onto a set of medium compounded tyres. He came in from the lead of the race, so this is crucial now for Lando. Does he get out in clear air? Yes, I thought he was held up there slightly, actually. But Lando is out of the pit lane, and he's going to be in clear air, which is crucial for his chances in this race. Larkin and Campbell, though, also sped into the pit lane. I am dead certain of that. We'll get the coverage of that very soon, as Nolan, I think, has also sped into the pit lane, or picked up a 3-second time, only one of the two. As now we have seen penalties for everyone pretty much out on track. Yeah, Nolan also picked up a penalty for speeding into the pit. Brent, the 3-second time for him. Chill came into the pit lane as well. But Lando now in clear air. He's got 9 seconds over RJW. Looking at the time between the leader, he's got 20 seconds to Toxic. Is that enough?
Only time will tell. For Toxic, it's going to be crucial not to make the same mistake as Lando did and pick up a 5-second time penalty, because 4 drivers picking up a 5-second time penalty, that's incredible.
Yeah, Toxic leading the way by a second. I would imagine he'll be into the pit lane this lap. Rocco in second, Ruta in third, Relentless on the back of Toxic, and they're all coming into the pit lane except from Ruta, who stays out. Ruta stays out, Toxic is in, and Rocco is in as well, along with Verstappen. So the only runner out there on a set of softs is Ruta. And now this is a crucial, it's a very short pit lane around here with Zambor. Toxic, of course, taking about 6 or 7 seconds this pit stop normally, as now Toxic slightly held up there in the pit lane. There's Lando coming past camera shot, coming through down towards turn 1. Lando's got him by an absolute mile.
Yep, and as Redeemer just managed to get the move done on Sophia and down the inside into turn 1. Very lovely move there from XL's Redeemer.
Oh, it's Verstappen and Campbell are pretty much side by side out the pit lane. Verstappen and Campbell. Campbell on the outside line. Verstappen on the inside line. Now on the outside line through turn 4. Banking really costing Verstappen there, and Campbell is back through and he's into 10th position. How crucial is that for Verstappen now to try and attack on the back of Campbell? Race lap against the Prima, running up the hill. We are nearly halfway through this race already. The feature race, of course, sprint race still to come. And leading the way is Bruta from Miami in second, Zerma in third, Sofian in fourth, RGW in fifth, Lando though in sixth. Clearly ahead of Toxic, and that mistake really came back to bite on Toxic's backside, as Toxic now in 7th position, 3 seconds off the back of Lando, but crucially that mistake really cost him.
Yep, crucially cost him a lot of time, but right now Lando needs another 2 seconds to make up for his mistake in speeding in the pit lane.
Has he got enough time to try and do that as well? 2 seconds, of course, he's got to gain on the likes of Toxic, on the likes of Rocco as well. He's got to pull away 2 seconds, pretty much, another 0.2 of a second on Rocco, and he'll be safe as he sets in the new fastest lap of the race. And he is about 3 seconds clear, as we have a spinner coming through turn 10, and that was Chill. Chill spinning once again around through turn 10, as Ruta now is out just ahead of Larkin. And Ruta actually, has he undercut? No, he's been undercut by Rocco, hasn't he?
Yeah, slightly undercut by Rocco. He didn't lose a huge amount of time to Rocco, to be fair, with that undercut, and If anything, Rocco, I think, has lost more time to Toxic than anything else.
Yeah, Jav just saying in the chat, what an undercut there by Rocco. Yeah, he gets ahead of Ruta, but crucially, they're ahead of Larkin and Campbell as well. So massive undercut for the team Relentless guys in there. Third and fourth theoretically out on track with the likes of Miami, Zerdimer, Sophia and RGW still to come into the pit lane, of course. You are on lap 9, pretty much at the halfway stage now at this point. Miami leads from Zerdimer second, Sophia and third, RGW in fourth. Let's run on board with the leader though, because I'm interested to see how Miami is going to approach the next few laps. He's on a set of medium compounded tyres. Where do you think, Mike, they will get to?
I think he's going to be coming into the pits by around lap 12, lap 13, I'm going to estimate.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, about 6 or 7 laps before the end normally when you go into a set of soft compounded tyres around here. Jav just corrected me, by the way. He said he meant Larkin. But yeah, same thing, James. Yeah, you can tell I'm not with it tonight. RGW on the back of Sofian, 6/10 of a second separating third and fourth. Dams against the Carlin, and the Carlin, of course, of RGW in Daravilla's car, of course, and the Division 2 champion from last season will be hoping to try and get onto the back of the Frenchman just ahead of him. The Dams, of course, really going to be under pressure, I think, over the next few laps. Zerdimer is just in second position at this stage as well. I'll tell you what, though, Verstappen, again, is on the back of Campbell, running through turn 7 and then in towards turn 8, this right-hander through here, and then in towards turns 9 and 10. Verstappen, I've got to be honest, is he looking quicker compared to the guys like Campbell and Larkin ahead of him?
I think Verstappen is definitely looking a bit feistier. Maybe if he can get in clear ahead of Campbell, he can maybe start to try and carve his way through the field. Right now, he's going to sit behind his QVR teammate, and we've seen the Relentless teammates go at it, and we're going to see the QVR teammates go at it now.
Well, we've already seen them go at it slightly. Zerdimer was into the pit lane, first man on a set of mediums to come into the pits. I thought it was raining there, but it's just dandelions now flying through the final corner through the banking. Verstappen now on the back of Campbell. Campbell's got no DRS running down the straight. Toxic then through on Zerdimer. RGW looking quite close on Sophia, but here's Verstappen down the inside line. He absolutely sends it. Has he got the car stopped? I don't think he has. Campbell now on the inside line. No, he has. Verstappen, brilliant move around the inside line. Gets the car stopped somehow, and he's now into 9th.
Yeah, fantastic there from Verstappen. I thought he went just a little bit too deep into turn 1, but he was able to get the better traction coming on the exit, and allowed him to maintain position ahead of, to keep the position ahead of Campbell. And now we can see if he really has the pace to get up there.
Look at how much confidence he just had coming through turn 7 and 8. He's just pulled out 2/3 of a second just through that series of corners on the back of Campbell. And that's what one lap fresher tyres will do to you. Out on track. Chills into the pit lane once again. I think I saw him spin through turn 10 once again. He's into the pit lane. 5-second speeding penalty for him. RJDW, though, Division 2 champ, right on the back of the Frenchman Sophia. And this is going to be crucial for RJW's chances later on in this race. He will go on to set soft compounded tyres. Miami is into the pit lane. Sophia in and RJW in. What a boring loss we have for the front three as they're into the pit lane, and they both speed into the pit lane, Sophia and RGW as well, and now that puts Lando in a lead of about 3.6 seconds, I think.
Yep, and
actually less.
Actually, 2.9, sorry.
I saw 3.6 on my screen, so that's why I took 3.6 quite literally. Lando though out on top, Toxic second, Rocco in third, Verstappen now right on the back of Larkin. Look at his pace here tonight. Verstappen might be the one to watch in the sprint race possibly later on. He's right on the back of Larkin. XL against QVR. Where have you seen this one before?
Right now, it looks like Larkin is under some immense pressure and he has to keep his head together. He might not even want to battle this because of the fact he has that 5-second speeding penalty.
Jav, by the way, saying he loves me in the chat, and also saying, Rocco, team manager here, Wuta is faster than you. Have we heard that one before? Wuta is looking quite fast, though, on the back of Rocco. We saw Rocco pass him earlier on in the race. Verstappen, though, on the back of Larkin, running down as Chill picks up a 3-second time release. Zerdimer in the meantime, Verstappen goes careering into the back of Larkin, running down in towards turn 11. Talking about using your rival as a bit of a braking marker there. That was right into the backside.
Let's see where his run is now, coming through the final corner. Is he going to have to run on Larkin to make this move into turn 1? DRS wide open.
And here's Bruta. Bruta's on the back of Rocco. Down the inside he goes, and Callum Arlott's car on the virtuals. He's through, and he's into the he's into P3 Verstappen. Down the inside as well. Just cutting back to the shot, and Larkin I think has held him around the outside. Yeah, Larkin stays in P5. The more though as Verstappen nearly catches the back of Larkin again. Larkin runs wide, tries to nip up the inside, but that was never going to work through a bank corner. Larkin actually pulls away, gets the better traction, and stays in 5th.
Yeah, so it looks like Larkin does want to fight for this, even with that penalty, as Chill picks up another penalty. It's not been a good day for Chill so far.
It hasn't been a good day for Chill at all. He's in the he's now been lapped actually by the front two, Lando and Toxic. Toxic though, getting on with things now. 2.4 seconds of the gap. It's now 2.3, pretty much, bordering on that sort of range. And Toxic has gained in the last 2 laps about 0.6 of a second, I think, on Lando. So Lando now maybe coming under a little bit of pressure. Is that lap pressure tyre really the difference around this track?
I am not entirely...
Chill has gone for a spin coming through turn 13. I've just scored that. Goodness me, if there wasn't a ghosting system there, that could have been absolute carnage. Can he get the car round? There we go, he's got the car round finally. Tell you what though, Verstappen looking on the inside of Larkin, doesn't get the move done. Verstappen stays in P6, Larkin P5 for now. Yeah, RGW was just literally coming on board with that Pharrell Fury. And RGW now side by side, RGW now getting the car ahead, he's on a fresh set of soft. Surely gonna get the move done down the inside. Dam's held to the outside on the outside though. Of course, Dam's sponsored by KFC. Well, get a Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. RGW through and he's into 12th. Got there in the end.
Oh, Lando.
And that's his chance of the win gone. 3-second penalty.
I think that's his chance of the podium gone.
Let's have a look. 8 seconds. Yeah, you're right. Rocco's about 7.2 behind him. Yeah, he's got to get a move on, has Lando. But it looks like the guys in behind are getting quicker. So Lando now still in the lead of the race, 2.2 seconds, hasn't gained that much. Toxic though in second, Ruta there in third, Rocco in fourth. Verstappen though still hunting right on the back of Rocco, just ahead of him. Chill saying, Jab saying a finger-licking good move. Could be a finger-licking good move here for Verstappen. Not quite the same, but QVO against XL nonetheless. 13th and coming through turn 13 and 14 once again. And Verstappen now, has he got that DRS to try and close in on the back of Larkin? I don't think he's going to be close enough. It's quite a short straight down. What did the commentator say? He's now diving it down the inside as Verstappen uses them as a bit of a braking marker there. Ruthless aggression from Verstappen, and he's into 5th.
Verstappen looking to do fantastic here at his home race, actually, with being here at the Netherlands, and now he can try to close up as much as he can to the back of Rocco, if possible.
I'm not sure if this comment is broadcastable, possibly. I think it is. Chill Defo visited a couple of Dutch cafes before this race, says Mark. I tend to agree, but I know what he's on about there.
Yeah, I think we both know what he's on about there.
Yeah, goodness me. Tell you what though, Verstappen now pulling away from Larkin, and Larkin's actually under pressure from the Scotsman in behind. The Scotsman fights the car, fights the race lab. Vorta Morkolov's car, of course. Camel now in 7th, and Race Lab actually going to be dropping points to, going to be gaining points obviously to their nearest championship rivals, but they're 2nd and 7th out on track currently, and in terms of the drivers' standings, they're certainly going to be looked, as Chill has now been fully lapped by the rest of the field. He spins once again through turn 10 as Miami, in the meantime, right on the back of Nolan. And I don't think Java's going to like this move, I've got to be honest. XL on the back of Relentless. I'm sure there's a bit of team orders here. Miami now to the outside line. Is he going to try and send it all the way around the outside? This is bold and brave for Miami. Tries to go around the outside, and again, Chill is round. Brent is round as well. But Nolan, I should say, barely hangs on. Miami, though, had to try and go for it. He tries again down in towards turn 4. Doesn't get the move done. And those set of softs are only going to be fresh, I would say, for the next lap or so. He's got to get a move on. He's got to get the move done now.
Yep, absolutely. Miami all over the back of Nolan here for P8, and crucially, P8 very important because it does become the pole position on the reverse grid.
Relentless defending from Nolan there, says Jav in the comment section. I agree with that one on that occasion, but Miami is still on the back of me. Just needs to get a better traction zone than Nolan, possibly out of this corner, and he could try and run at him down in towards turn 11, but he's not going to be close enough. I would wait until the straight at this point. Miami on the back of him. Chill, another 3-second Tomley out on track. Brent has just came fresh out the pit lane as well, as Chill has got now, 20 seconds worth of penalties? Wow.
I was just laughing at what Gary just said in the chat.
Yeah, Miami is going to excel out on track, and he is going to get the move done, surely. Rounding down the straight, running down in towards someone 3 laps ago. Nolan, though, looking very aggressive in his defence, but Miami, beautiful. Round the outside, picture perfect, inches apart. That's how you complete a move round the outside of turn 1 in Zandvoort, and Miami's through. And I've got to say, that was really good from Miami, and he's through and he's into 8th.
Yep, Miami through, and just an update on the podium battle going on right now. Rocco just over that 8-second gap from Lando.
Yeah, 8.1 seconds, so it looks like the top 2 are beginning to pull away somewhat. Wuta and Rocco might be struggling in terms of their lockups out on track, and that's what can affect the tyre wear around here at Zandvoort, and it is crucial that these guys, of course, manage their tyres effectively so that they can get to the end of the race. They will get to the end of the race with punctures, I have no doubts about that. Nolan could be the one that could possibly get a puncture, but I don't think it'll be necessary. He'll get 12 laps out of those tyres, no problem at all. Lando leading the way by 2.2 seconds. Gap is completely stagnant out in front, with Toxic in second, Ruta in third, Rocco in fourth. Not really much going on now. Verstappen in fifth as Lando bangs in the new fastest lap of the race as well. Larkin in sixth, Campbell in seventh, Miami in eighth, Nolan in ninth. I'm very fair to say, apart from the grid changes that we're going to be seeing right at the end of the race, I would be very, very keen to say that we're not going to see any moves in the final 2 laps.
Only a time will tell. Maybe Campbell would like to get ahead of Larkin for P6. But apart from that, yeah, everyone's just a little bit too spread out now.
Yeah, Campbell on the back of Larkin. Chill, another 3-second Tomley. Could be getting disqualified at this point. 23 seconds worth of penalties for Chill out on track. Campbell now tries to close in on the back of Larkin. QVR against Excel once again. Stick to the QVR sandwich at this point is Larkin. Beautiful blue skies here at Zandvoort as we are about to start what will be the final lap of the race as Lando leads the way. Toxic in second. Has Lando made some sort of mistake on this lap? It's 1.5 seconds the gap.
I'm not sure, but he has lost a lot of time to Toxic. I don't know whether Toxic has just gone rapid, but Lando hasn't lost any time to the likes of Rocco and Luca. I
think Toxic might take the new fastest lap of the race here. Comes across the line. 20.8. He does personal best, but onto the final lap we go. It's 1.6 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough for Toxic to get the win out on track. He will, of course, get the win out on the penalty, certainly. But Lando leading the way. Toxic in second, Root third. Rocco in fourth with just one more lap to go. 4 kilometres from this point now on up the hill as Rocco leads the... Lando leads the way, not Rocco. Goodness me. If Rocco was going to win this race, Jav will be screaming at me, definitely. Lando leading the way though, through turn 7 and through turn 8. He hasn't been the key to Maz's spin yet. Means to say, hopefully it doesn't happen to him.
No, Lando...
Chill round again.
Yeah, I think Chill's waiting to get a lap so he doesn't have to do another lap here.
Yeah, well, Brent is behind him out on track, and Brent is going to be lapping him, I think, possibly, as Chill comes across the line. This will be his final lap. Brent will be his final lap as well. But now, rounding the final couple of corners, we've got one eye on the Campbell-Larkin battle that could be getting going as well. But Lando now through the final couple of corners. He has got P3. He's actually got P2 pretty much in the bag here. Lando now round the final corner, comes across the line, and he will win in the Netherlands. But because of that 5-second penalty, Toxic has taken the win and extends the championship lead. It's 8.2 seconds to Lando coming across the line. So Lando will will get second. Ruta 0.2 of a second off him in third. Rocco fourth. Verstappen in fifth. Larkin has dropped down with Campbell also picking up a 5-second penalty. Miami's got to jump up into sixth. Nolan across the line. Zerdemer could jump up into reverse grid pull, and he does. So Zerdemer on reverse grid pull. Sofian across the line 11th. RGW 12th. Pharrell Fury jumps up into 11th there as well. Brent and Chill for one more final tour of the track in 14th and 15th. But Toxic takes the win, and with that extends his championship lead even further.
Yep, and not what anyone wants to see in terms of the championship, but I just want to point out how close Verstappen was to the back of the relentless lad of Rocco for fourth in the end.
0.7 of a second, which was absolutely incredible, and I think that comes to show that Verstappen has got pace around here, and the Dutchman will be hoping for a very good result. Brent has spun, coming ruined to the final corner. I'll go with it. Coming through the line now goes Brent, finishes in 14th. Right side and plate damage on the car. Chill across the line to finish in 15th position as well. And that is the end of the feature race. Sprint race, of course, still to come as Chill finishes in 15th position. Driver of the day is voted by the in-game fans, a Gary Donegan lookalike.
I was waiting for him to message in the chat.
I am waiting now for him to message in the chat. But goodness me. I think everyone is following the Lord God and Saviour of Excel. I think that's what everyone is trying to do with those mugshots, let's just say. But it looks like, because we have a little bit of grid. Ah, there we go. We now get the podium celebration. It's not often you see Gary on top of the step of the podium, but it's not, because Toxic is on top step of the podium. And he has won here in the Netherlands in the feature race, extends his championship lead, and that is very impressive, I think, from Toxic's perspective.
Yeah, it's brilliant for Toxic, and he extends his lead. Lando doing good enough to make sure he doesn't drop below second place, and definitely going to be looking for redemption in the sprint race. Of course, Ruta, the Dutchman on the podium, good result for him.
Gary has now got organisational powers to probably kick me off the stream now that I've said that about him. Toxic on top from Lando in second. Toxic takes the fastest lap of the race as well, so he actually gets the Grand Slam. Pole position, fastest lap, and the win. Lando in second. Ruta in third, who has left the session. Rocco fourth, Verstappen in fifth, Miami in 6th and 14th on the grid. Good performance from him. Larkin 7th, Zerdemer 8th, Campbell, Nolan round off the top 10. Pharrell Fury, Sofian, RGW, Brent and Chill round off the top 15.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brent actually set a faster lap time. He's going to 0.7 to Toxic's 0.8.
I think does it only count on the top 10 around here in sprint race, in the feature race? Someone get that confirmed for me if you can. But there we are. Blue sky. Once again, I was going to say blue flags out on track. Blue sky. Out on track once again for Zandvoort. The sprint race about to begin. Another 4.3 kilometre race here. I think there's 13 laps, if I'm not mistaken, for the sprint race. There's 32 laps in total. So I would imagine it's 13 or 14 as we now are about to get going for this sprint race and everyone on the grid. Obviously, with Ruta leaving the session, will that cause a possible lobby restart? Just remains to be seen. But Ruta not going to be taking any part in this race, it seems. His car will be out on track, so he can rejoin if he can. But with 15 seconds to go, we better get going in the formation up. Of course, myself and Michael Edwards taking you through the session. Literally, as I say that, Ruta is back. So Ruta back in the session, and we better get going once again for the formation lap here with the reverse top 8, of course. And out on top, of course, that is Zerdemer. And Zerdemer out on top, a Dutchman leading in pole position here in sprint race for the sprint race. 13 laps, as I say, waiting the guys out on track. Zerdemer out on top, Larkin second, Miami in third. It's probably the first and last time you'll see an XL123 in EML. In League of Real Formula 2. Not EML, goodness me.
Oh, as Ruta has unfortunately left the session once again.
Yeah, he's clearly having a few connection issues, I think. out on track. He's in 6th position. I can see his car going around there, I think. That's it, going through the middle of the pack, basically, at this point. His car is there, out on track. The University, the sole one out on track. Hopefully, going to be going out there. But Zerma out on top, Larkin second, Miami in third. Dutchman, of course, out on pole position because of his 8th place finish. Larkin in second, Miami in third. I've got to be honest, though, and say, Larkin, I think, off the start, will get Zerma.
Yeah, the one to watch at the start, though, from my eyes, will be Verstappen. We saw his pace towards the end of the race. Absolutely rapid. He could definitely get himself up the order at the start.
Yeah, he will. He's in 4th position, of course, in the Prima. There's Rocco in 5th and Ruta in 6th position. Ruta now dropping down to the back of the field. Of course, he can't take control of his car in the formation lap. He can only take control of his car once the race has actually started, which is a bit of a downer of this game, and one of the many downers, I've got to be honest, of this game. But Zerma now coming through the final couple of corners. Yeah, I am throwing shade at Codemasters tonight, I've got to be honest. Zerma out on top, Lock in second, Miami in third, and we now come around the final couple of corners, and I'm going to go to Michael Edwards for Michael Edwards' top 3 special.
I'm going to go with Verstappen for the win here in the sprint race. I'm going to go Lando for a bit of redemption, get himself up to second, and Toxic third.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how these guys get on. There's the run down towards turn 1. Only 280 metres, I think, running down in towards turn 1. And Zerma will be hoping to try and get this race underway. And we are about to get going. So, Mike, you're going to take the start.
Okay, so we are just waiting now for these 5 red lights to come on. And here they are now. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are underway, 13 laps away down the sprint race, and it looks like a very good start there from Swadema as he gets himself into the lead as Larkin and Miami bang wheels into turn 1. Larkin up in the second, Verstappen having a little look in behind as I believe the timings have glitched, so struggling to keep up. As Toxic staying behind.
Oh, it's side by side for the lead. Larkin's taking him. Larkin's taking him up the hill. Zerma now on the inside line. Sorry to cut in, but Larkin is doing his into the lead of the race up the hill. Got a better run out than Zerma. I've got to say as well, Lando got a really good start. He's up 3 positions and now could be up 4 as Verstappen runs out wide. Lando on the inside line. Looks to the inside through turn 8, through turn 9. Lovely stuff. By Lando, and he's 3 innings into 4th.
And he goes Toxic down the inside. Oh my God, who was that? Is that Rocco?
Rocco, Toxic and Verstappen getting the elbows out here. Goodness me, Verstappen now on the back as now Toxic and Rocco, 2 really good friends in the same racing mode. They're trying to go on the outside, but Toxic hangs on and Verstappen tries to go around the outside. We're on board with him right now. Verstappen on the outside line. He will hang tough Toxic, and he's still in 6th position. But at the end of lap 1, Larkin's already got an 8/10 lead from Zerma in second, Miami in third. Miami now going to be closing up on Zerma. Zerma, that second phase of his start really disappointing, and he drops now down in towards turn 1 as we go. Miami down the inside line of Zerma. Got to be very careful that they don't glitch. Speaking of glitch, Lando is still in 5th position, and he's right in behind Rocco. Rocco, in the meantime, I think, has just got the move done on Verstappen, and he's back through and he's into 6th.
Verstappen getting through on Toxic and for 6th. Lando is still in 4th. He's right on the back as Redeemer here as we go up to the hill, and he'll stick behind for the time being. Oh no, it's Redeemer going a bit wide. No way through.
No way through, on board with Verstappen as well. Now on the back of Rocco and Lando. Now up into P4. Not P5 as I said, but Rocco is in P5, Verstappen P6, Toxic P7, Chill and Brent having a good squabble further down the field as well. It is Larkin though who leads the way. That is not a 1/10 of a second, as you can see on the left hand side of your screen. I would say it's probably about 4-5 of a second, I would say. Larkin leading the way from Miami, and the 2 MP Motorsports in fact are 1-2 at this stage as Pharrell Fury into Fian get the elbows out, and the Irishman dives it down the inside. Pharrell Fury through and he's into 11th.
Yeah, not only that, we've got the 2 high-tech cars in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, really up for the constructors battle these guys are tonight, if I've got to be honest. We should see a fast lap further down the field, but Miami has set the new fastest lap of the race, a 1:21.4, side by side between the two dams. Sophia now tries to bite back at Pharrell Fury. Down the inside line he goes. We have really good racing here in pre-season, last season, and Sophia is through, and he's into 11th position, the Frenchman ahead of the Irishman, but now they've got the Brit right on the back in the SMP car, of course in the Primo I should say. Chill right on the back of Pharrell Fury. He's got Brent and RGW in behind as well. Lando in the meantime right on the back of Zerdamer, his own teammate, and nearly goes into the back of him. That looked like a little bit of light back though to me.
It just looked like Lando was just a little bit late on the brakes on my end, but I wouldn't put it past lag in this game, but Lando still in P4 behind his teammate for the time being, as you got Rocco literally pushing him through the corner there.
Yeah, shoving him through. Lando really trying to defend the position hard. The Grand Prix car, of course, on the back of the high-tech. And hopefully Rocco will be trying to get through. Hopefully he does not try and channel his inner sponsors. IBAN first. Yeah. Larkin leading the way. Miami in second. Zerdamer third. About to go on to lap 4. Miami now right on the back. Larkin tries to cut the inside line. Really costing. And look at the run that Miami has got to the inside line. This is job done for Miami on the outside line. Job done. The MP Motorsport is through on his teammate, and he's into the lead of the race as Rocco dives it down the inside of his own teammate as well. A little bit of a Constantino effect in behind Verstappen into the back of Lando slightly. Pharrell Fury overtaken by Chill. RGW overtaken by Brent, I should say. Brent overtaken by RGW. And now Pharrell Fury and Chill in the background fighting side by side through turns 3 and 4. Really good, scrapping all the way up and down the field as we see a spin, and that's Sofian that's round.
Yeah, Sofian around, an absolute heartbreak there for the Dams.
Ruta right on the back of Campbell as well. I cannot take my attention away from these guys out on track. Sofian has got damage on the left side of Verstappen. Tries to look to the inside line on Lando. Doesn't get the move done for now. For Miami leading the way. Larkin in second. Zerdamer third. Rocco fourth. Lando fifth. Verstappen, Toxic, Campbell throwing off the top eight. Ruta ninth. Nolan in 10th. Ruta gets a really good run on the back of Campbell. Toxic as well on the back of Verstappen. Trying to look for the move. And nobody getting the move done down in towards turn 11 and 12. Campbell though under pressure from Ruta still. Ruta, Campbell, Toxic just ahead of him. Verstappen now right on the back of Lando. Lando dropping back slightly as well. Might be overheating on tyres and Verstappen. Has he just kept that out the wall? Has he got right side end plate damage? Oh, now he has, surely. As he's round, Verstappen catching round. He's got right side end plate damage on the car. In the meantime, Zerdamer and Rocco fighting side by side. Rocco goes around the outside of turn 1. Rocco through and he's into P3. Really good stuff by Rocco, and Toxic now right on the back of Lando, and he's trying to go around the outside of turn 4.
Yep, Lando with that wing damage is going to be under some serious pressure here.
No. No.
Toxic.
No. No way! Toxic around the outside, no way through turn 7, can he get the move done? Now on the outside of turn 8, the race lap is really tough. What a move that is by Toxic! That is bold and brave. I was cursing myself in him trying to go for that move, but my God almighty, brilliant. And now Campbell has been let through by Lando. A little bit of inner workings there possibly. Lando let through, Campbell let through, and Lando goes for a spin, and it's all falling to shit, but now Nolan right on the back of Ruta. I'm through on Ruta.
It's all kicked off. It's all kicked off here on lap 5.
Oh, sprint races normally live up to expectations, and we're certainly getting that tonight. Miami leads the way. 4.5 tenths of a second as we now come through the final corner, through the banking once again, through 14, and Miami leads the way. Larkin in second. We can try and take a bit of a chill pill as Lando was round. Lando was round through turn 13, and that is disaster for him as Ruta now tries to fight back at Nolan, running down the inside. In towards turn 1 on the outside line, I should say. Tries to nip him into the pit wall almost to try and get that move done, and Ruta hangs on. Jab will not be impressed by these two fighting, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Lando having a very Silverstone-esque race here today.
What did I say earlier on? I said he normally bottles it. Yeah. I'll give myself a commentator's curse for that one. Miami, Larkin, Rocco, first, second and third. I've got to be honest, I'm really impressed with Rocco's pace. Rocco's right on the back of the front too now.
Yep, Relentless versus Excel, and he's got 2 teammates to get through.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Excel and Relentless, of course, fighting out on track. Toxic low on the back of Zerdimer, running just in behind, 0.3 per second. Running down in towards 11 and 12. Better go into lap 7, pretty much halfway through now in the sprint race. And what a sprint race it's been so far. Pretty much line astern for the lead of the race. Miami leads the way, 0.8 per second. Larkin in second, Rocco in third. Rocco now as close as he ever has been on the back of Larkin, as close as he ever has been as well. Toxic on the back of Zerdimer. Zerdimer now dropping through the field. Is he going to go for the lunge down the inside line? Really committed as Toxic. Use him as a bit of a braking marker. Down through the inside line. Nope. Well, there's one way to get the move done, and that's it. Toxic through, and he's into 5th, and I think we saw Nolan back through on Rooter as well for 7th.
Yep, Nolan back through and up into 7th.
Oh, Zerdimer made a mistake coming out through the banking, gives Campbell a run, now running up the hill. Rooter as well on the back of Nolan, but Zerdimer hangs on for 5th.
Yep, so they've just holding on to 5th for the time being. Toxic has been released to go chasing after Rocco, and Rocco all over the back of Larkin now, and if there's ever a time to get the move done, he needs to do it very, very soon. With DRS wide open now, is he going to be able to close up enough? I don't think so. Not this time around, but he'll be looking again into turn 1, and that is for sure.
Knowing Rocco though, I would sense the more he gets held up behind Larkin and Miami, the more desperate he'll get in his moves. And I don't want to see that. I want to see him try and get this done cleanly. And speaking of cleanly, I think he could try and get the move done down now on the inside on. I've just realised I didn't have telemetry and lap data on. It's now Larkin under pressure from Rocco. Gonna dive it down the inside line. He's not going to be desperate in this move. Careers down the inside line. But Rocco is through and he's into P2, or is he? Larkin's on the outside line, gets the traction, running out, and this is Rocco and Larkin fighting side by side. Rocco now trying to fight around the outside of turn 4. Look at Toxic on the back of these two as well. But now still side by side, Rocco and Larkin, and Rocco just about to squeeze out, and from nearly squeezed him onto the grass. But Rocco and Larkin are still side by side. This is unreal stuff between them both. The two Brits going at it, and Rocco is through. Finally gets the move done into P2. Persistent pays off, and Rocco's through and he's into 2nd. What a move!
You say persistent, I say relentless.
What a move, Rocco! And now Toxic's right on the back of XL Larkin as well. Larkin really under pressure. And now Toxic trying to use that traction zone. Lando sets a new fastest lap of the race with a 1:20. Miami leading the way though. Rocco in 2nd, Larkin in 3rd. Rocco, no desperation there, as I said, in these moves. Chill has just been overtaken by GW. A little bit of a mistake coming out of turn 10 for Chill. The Prima now down, and he's into 11th position. But Miami now trying to fight his way past for this win. He's 0.6 of a second out of Rocco. Larkin is only a second behind the leader. Toxic 1.3 seconds off the leader of the race as well. So now Campbell tries to side his way. Now on the inside line, running down in towards someone, gets the car stopped. Zerdimer gives him room. Campbell on the inside line. Traction's going to be there on the outside though, and Zerdimer now, this is pretty much carbon copy of last lap, as now Campbell and Zerdimer going to go side by side in towards turn 4. This time around the outside from Campbell. This is brave, that's brilliant from Campbell. Goes around the outside and Campbell through and he's into 5th. Brilliant racing between these guys out on track, and Zerdimer has got no response.
Yep, Campbell fantastic there, held it around the outside, got the traction and got the position, and he's up into 5th place. Now he can try and see if he can close up to this back ahead.
Oh, I thought Chill was going to get the move done through turn 7 and 8 and RGDW there. 10th and 11th, they still fight as well. All of the rest you can pretty much count out of it. Brent, Verstappen, and Lando and Sofian as well, you can count out of it. And now Rocco fighting for the race lead right on the back of Miami. And Miami now is right on the back. He'd be hoping to end up in Ibiza after this one, but Rocco will be relentless in his progress through the field.
Yeah, but can Miami excel here in his defence?
Oh, these puns are getting worse. They really are getting worse. But now Rocco, right on the back of Miami. And is he Reggie for real? You bet he is. Tries to go around the outside. Rocco on the outside line of Miami. Trying to fight through turn 1. Miami used him as a bit of a braking marker. Forced him out wide. Makes him lose the position. And that is going to go to the stewards, I think. Because Miami didn't look like he got a little bit of waywardness out of the corner. Rocco got forced out wide there, and I think that's going to go to the stewards.
Yeah, Rocco down two positions now. Larkin and Toxic getting through on him, and that is not what Rocco would have wanted.
Toxic right on the back of Larkin, nearly ran into the back of him there. Chill in the meantime, fighting side by side nearly with RGW once again. Really good battle for 10th and 11th between the two Brits out on track. But Toxic now, right on the back of Larkin, looks to the inside line. Does not want to put him off because Rocco was right on his coattail as well. Miami leads, Larkin in second. MP Motorsport 1-2 at this stage still. Rocco and Toxic though, these two friends, I have seen them make contact before, and these might not be friends out on track because I know Rocco will be desperate to try and get past these guys now.
Yeah, and let's see what the run is going to be like out in the final corner. Is Rocco going to be able to get the move on Toxic? Will Toxic get the move on Larkin?
Will Rocco get the move on Toxic running down the straight? He's very close, but I don't think after all of that build-up, nobody's going to get the move done on anyone running down and towards turn one. Absolutely typical. Nolan, in the meantime, on the back of Zerdamer, doesn't look to get the move done. And Chill now will try and get the move done on the back of RGW. Tries to fight around the outside line. This is bold and brave from the Brit. Tries to go around the outside. RGW, though, Division 2 champ, right up front. Rocco and Toxic, you say? Having a battle as Chill. What a move! Down the inside, through turn 3, on the banking. Great move by Chill. He's through and he's into 10th.
Yeah, Rocco had a little look on the inside of Toxic in turn 4, wasn't able to pull it off, but he is looking to try and get past the Race Lab car as soon as possible to maybe try and get back up and try to take the win away from Miami, which he'll feel that he's been hard done by with just over 2 laps left in this race.
If you thought our puns were bad, by the way, I've just seen a one from Mark in the comment section. This was regarding, I think, Router out on track. Needs to wire his connection relentless. That is terrible. That is go and hang your head in shame, Mr. Toxic.
Yeah,
go on.
I was going to say, leave the puns to us, Mark. Leave the puns to us.
Yeah, leave it to the experts. Toxic. Now, right on the back of Larkin, but Larkin right on the back of Miami. I wonder, actually, final lap of the race, if Larkin is close enough, is he going to launch an attack on Miami? And are these two going to battle for the lead? I would imagine so.
Well, time will tell. Ooh. Right now, it looks like Miami just lacking a little bit of pace in this latter stage of the race.
Oh no, there's another bad one there. Oh no. Wooter needs a new router. No.
Just no.
Lando.
Is that Lando?
Yeah, Lando round. Sophia now up to 14th. Toxic though in the meantime right on the back of Larkin. Larkin trying to get to Miami. Toxic, I think, is going to have a go here. Tries to go around the outside, through in towards turn 10. Overcommitted. Rocco could try and get the move done. He's not overcommitted. What have I said? Toxic now on the inside line. He's pretty much got the car ahead almost. Now and down in towards 10, 11 and 12. Toxic. Larkin's not going to get this one without a fight. The two former Division 1 rivals now fighting it out. Toxic looks to the inside line on Larkin, down in towards 13, just about gets the move done, but is that small from Larkin? No, Toxic forces it out wide, and Rocco now into second position. Rocco through, he's into second. That one is definitely going to the steward. Toxic completely forced him out wide, and now Rocco and Toxic side by side. That's handed the win to Miami, surely.
I mean, elbows out to the fullest. 100% Toxic looking for a bit of a switchback, completely blocked off there by Rocco, and now on the final lap of the race, I got no words at the moment.
Yeah, there's elbows out, but then there comes a line and it's just being crossed, in my opinion. Toxic on the back of Rocco though for second and third, running up the hill, looks towards the inside line once again, but Miami leading the way, shooting the race handed to him if he doesn't make a mistake. Rocco in second, Toxic in third. These two really good friends, Rocco and Toxic, are going to battle second and third. They're relentless against, well, Toxic, who I don't think is affiliated to a team. Campbell is closing in on these guys as well. But Miami leading the way through turn 10 once again for the final time. The DRS, it's not going to come to Toxic's aid. He's down on the inside line. Rocco on the outside line. Rocco breaks early. And he's going to fend off. Oh, actually gets caught on the curb, goes for a bit of a spin. And now Toxic pretty much shoving Rocco through, but Miami now coming around the final corner. I don't think Toxic's going to make a lunge on Rocco. Round the final corner comes Miami through turn 14 for the final time, and Miami is going to Ibiza. It's an all expenses paid one. Miami to the line, wins in the Netherlands. Rocco in second, Toxic closing all the way in third. Could have got him on the run down towards turn 1, but didn't. Campbell in fourth, Zerdemer in fifth, Nolan sixth, Ruta seventh, Pharrell Fury in eighth, Relentless second, sixth, seventh and eighth. That's not too bad at all. Chill in ninth, Larkin after getting forced off track down in 10th, picks up the points. RGW in 11th, Brent coming across the line to finish in P12. Verstappen to come across the line with Sofian and Lando as well. But Miami, definitely on an all expenses paid holiday now after that one. He wins.
Yep, Miami wins. However, stewards could change all that. I mean, we saw the incident between Miami and Rocco earlier in the race, and then we saw a very, well, almost a similar incident with Toxic and Larkin, but that one turned out worse for Larkin.
Yeah, it did, and I'm sure there's going to be stewards reports, of course, after that one. Sofian across the line to finish in 14th, Lando across the line, really disappointingly to finish in 15th position, and the frame rate really told his story, I think, there. So now it comes across the line, and through turn 1 he comes, but that is the end of the race. Driver of the day is voted by the in-game fans, Toxic. As we now will get to the Podium Celebrations, hopefully. It did take a little longer than normal from the feature race, and hopefully the sprint race is going to be no different. Hopefully we get to see Podium Celebrations, and there is the Gary Donegan lookalike to the top step of the podium. It's Miami who wins out on track. He picked up Driver of the Day as awarded by the in-game fans. I never thought I'd see the day where there was an imposter in League of Europe getting P1.
You know Gary's not going to be happy in the chat.
No, he's going to have me after this one. He is really going to have me out after this. I know. But there we are. It's all banter here in League of Europe as Miami does take the win out on track from Rocco in second. Race Lab in the end, third and fourth with Toxic and Campbell. Zerdemer in fifth from Paul. Nolan in sixth from 10th on the grid. Good performance from him with Ruter in seventh. Pharrell Fury came under the radar actually in that race, finishing eighth in the end. Chill in ninth and Larkin ran it off the top 10. RGW in 11th. Brent 12th. Verstappen in 13th after his earlier instance. Sofian in 14th. And NWBB, otherwise known as Lando, down in 15th position. Having a look at the results for the weekend. Toxic, same points haul as last week, 43 points. Rocco, 24. Miami on 23. I'm sure because the race 1 standings, they will change as well as the race 2 standings. Points will change according to the grid. And did you see there a load of Argentinian flags come up?
I didn't even notice, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I just saw a load of Argentinian flags come up. Doesn't tell me anything, does it? Well, that race was a bit messy, but yeah. Yeah.
No.
Just no. Just no.
just no one on that one.
No. Terrible. Right, anyways, that is it then for League of Europe Formula 2 action here tonight. Division 1 really living up to expectations. Mike, I'll come across to you for your final thoughts and for your drive of the day.
Well, it was a very, very eventful sprint race, a very great feature race as well. Driver of the day, we gotta give it to Toxic. I mean, for his job in the feature race. The sprint race, obviously towards the end with the incident with Larkin, which completely blanked my mind when I said Toxic to begin with, but yeah, in fact, maybe I'll have to give it to Rocco.
Interesting, yeah. Rocco, I think, definitely gets my drive of the day vote. I think he was one of the cleanest out on track and certainly lived up to that within the race. Obviously, that incident with Miami might get investigated by the stewards. I know for a fact the one with Miami, with the one with Larkin and Toxic, is bound to get investigated by the stewards. And of course, we'll update you on any penalties that might be received by these guys out on track next week. And speaking of next week from Zandvoort, we go to, as I load up, Abu Dhabi?
Yep, Abu Dhabi.
Ah, see, you're on point. I just have to go into the into F1leagueofeurope.com, cheeky plug, to have a look at the calendar, and I will get that up. Give me a second. I don't want to sign up. Goodness me! I think I'm getting out on track anyway. No way whatsoever. I've clicked sign up again. It's as if Gary wants me to sign up. But it's not. Anyways, yeah, it is Abu Dhabi next week, of course, 19th of April. Then Russia, Baku, France, Singapore, Austria, Belgium, and Bahrain, rounding off the season. And that is it for tonight. Please take care of yourselves in this crazy world that we all live in. For myself and Michael Edwards, thank you so much for tuning in to League of Europe Division 1. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye.